A night at Ice Sheffield, an Ice Sheffield debut for Frank Doyle in goal for the Steelers. Maxime Lacroix came into the Ice Sheffield game after a 4-goal weekend up in Scotland. And of course the Hull Stingrays, led by Ben Bounds, were in town. It's their favourite rink, of course, isn't it? Stephen Gertson, home debut, missed the arena games, but of course now comes back as the Sheffield Steelers captain. Well, early pressure from the Hull Stingrays, and that man, Jeremy Tendler. Keep an eye on 27. If at first you don't succeed, you'll see the puck come back to him. And in the third minute, Tendler from close range, backhand into an empty net. And the Hull Stingrays led by a 1-0. You'll see again, Tendler just finds the right spots, doesn't he? Gravitates towards those areas, shoots and scores. Tendler makes it 1-0. Jonathan Phillips was to have a night and a half. The man was simply outstanding. First of all, he rattles one off the post. Bounds, he never saw it. Makes the second save. But Jonathan Phillips was having one of those nights. His intensity. You'll see him here battling on the boards. And what was to follow was simply sublime. Comes out of the corner, forehand, backhand, beats everybody, including Ben Bounds. That is some goal from Jonathan Phillips. He levelled it at 15-22. Hewitt and Cohn picked up the assists. But to be fair, that goal was all about Jonathan Phillips. What a start to the year he's had. 4th of the season for the Steelers, assistant captain this season. Into the second period, the Steelers would come. And eventually, the Steelers would take the lead as well. Close range effort, and the Sheffield Steelers, through Max Lacroix, made it 2-1. Tom Darnell points to the spot. Spencer would pick up an assist, as would Myers as well. I think David Campbell might have picked up an assist on that one as well, if we'd have been lucky about it. Steelers led then by 2-1. Here comes a little bit of a controversial moment. First of 2. The Steelers. Keep an eye on Gord Baldwin at the back door. He shoots, he scores. Or does he? Tom Darnell thought he did. Smith didn't. Bounds didn't. The Hull Stingrays didn't. They made their complaints known. And as you can see there, it comes off the skate of Gord Baldwin. Tom Darnell said no goal. He thought it had been kicked in. Now remember, it can come off the skate, it just can't be kicked in. Moments later, here's your TSN turning point. The Hull Stingrays were to level it 2-2. Or, as they will shortly be known, the Jeremy Tendler Stingrays, because he's the man who does all the damage. Tendler gets his second. 35-12, we're tied. Again, Tendler. Another 2 at Ice Sheffield. The Stingrays fans were happy. Not quite as happy when Suderman went for hooking, gave the Sheffield Steelers a power play. Another big controversial moment. Out of play, Stephen Meyer has lost his helmet. He's put it back on and then goes and scores a power play goal. The Stingrays are absolutely furious. The new rules, of course, suggest that as soon as your helmet is lost, you make your way back to the bench. He didn't. He put it back on and scored. And the Sheffield Steelers led by 3-2. It all got a little feisty. The old dog Cloutier there, battling it away with Stephen Meyer. Andrew Fatter. He was absolutely fuming. Tom Darnell, though, gave the goal. The Steelers led 3-2. But early in the second period, my apologies, the third period, it was a power play strike from Derek Campbell. 43 seconds in, Hewitt sat in the penalty box. Campbell levels it. Now the Sheffield Steelers are complaining. It was kicked in. Was it? Was it ever? Have a look at this. Footballing skills. A nice little back heel from Derek Campbell. He ties it at 3-3. So after the Baldwin goal had been disallowed, the Stingrays goal was allowed. And the Myers goal that shouldn't have been allowed was also allowed. Wasn't a great night to wear the stripes. The Steelers had a little bit of pressure. Baldwin again clears. But then on the power play, Aaron Nell gets his first goal as a Sheffield Steeler. He banks one off the back of Ben Bounds for a game winner at 44-11. He's got a smile on his face. He said afterwards to us, it was a fortuitous goal. And you can see what he did there. You'll see it better from this next angle. Just a little quick backhand off the shoulder of Ben Bounds and into the back of the net. Dowdy jumps up. We all jump up. The Sheffield Steelers. A 4-3 go-ahead goal, a game-winning goal, and a victory in the Challenge Cup for the Steelers. Here's what Coach Doug Christiansen thought. Doug, a valuable 2 points in the Challenge Cup and a home victory.
First home win, very positive about that. There's definitely lessons for us to learn, but overall, someone told me when we walked in the building tonight we'd get the win, I would have taken it. And so now it's a time for us to move forward, prepare for our arch rival, and hopefully learn some lessons.
A tight game from the first minute to the last.
Yeah, it was the first time Hull played with a full lineup all year. That's something that they haven't had many opportunities to do, none this year, but overall as a club. And so they had 3 lines. They had imports on all 3 lines. They had quality defense, and obviously the addition of Bounds, when he's playing well, gives him an extra body in front of him. And I thought that they were a very formidable opponent tonight. We probably should have put them out of the game a little bit earlier than we did, but quite frankly, we got the win and we can move forward.
A lot of new players in our room, and they quickly found out how dangerous Jeremy Tendler can be.
He's a hockey player. You know what? He's a 40-50 goal guy every year. We talked about him before the game. We talked about him between periods, and he winds up with 2 tonight. You got to give him some credit. But you know what I'd really like to see is when he scores those 2, he's looking up at the lights. I think we need to be a little bit meaner, a little bit tougher around our net front, especially the decor that we have. I'm not talking about taking penalties, but you know, if you see Tendler's got the puck there, you really got to be physical and hard on him.
What did you see tonight that perhaps the average fan in the stands didn't see that pleased you, and perhaps that didn't please you as well? What little idiosyncrasies?
I thought we made some really poor turnovers. I thought we made some poor decisions with the puck, bringing it back. You know, we want to be a team that goes north. We want to be a team that attacks. And when we attack and we get in on the forecheck and we're driving the net, you look at the goals we scored tonight, just dirty goals going to the net front. That's what our bread and butter is. That's what we're made of. But we need to make sure that we aren't trying to be that cute team where we're just trying to dangle guys in the neutral zone, because it puts you in bad positions and it obviously cost us tonight.